Hi, this is Roger Ewing Taylor, Man Across America. Today I want to show you a book I've written called The Last White Fairy, Menace of the Witch Queens. This is book one of a fantasy series aimed at the Harry Potter audience, only it's a bit more spiritual. The main character, Daphne, is a young girl who suddenly realizes that she needs to step up and be a hero. You can learn more about Daphne and about my other books by going to my web pages, www.rogerewingtaylor.com and www.lastwhitefairy.com. Today, we are in a classroom. Now you're probably wondering, what's the big deal about being in a classroom? Well, this is a classroom in Monroe Elementary School. And Monroe Elementary School, once upon a time, was a school for African American students only, or, as they said back in those days, coloreds only. You see, here's what happened. After the Civil War and the emancipation of slavery, African Americans in this country had a very hard time, particularly in the South. There were separate facilities, separate schools, separate bathrooms, even separate water fountains. Anyway, this made life very difficult until finally in 1896 a bunch of people went to the Supreme Court and tried to challenge this. The Supreme Court thought about it in a very famous case called Plessy versus Ferguson, and at that time they decided that separate facilities were all right as long as they were equal, establishing the separate but equal clause. Well, as you can probably imagine, that didn't work out too well. African Americans continued to suffer until 1954, when a young girl from this very town decided that she didn't want to go all the way across town just because she was African American. A big case began, it finally got up to the Supreme Court, and this time, in the land-breaking Brown versus Board of Education, the Supreme Court overturned its previous decision, stating that separate facilities were inherently unequal. And with that decision, they ended segregation in this country forever. Today, this school is a monument and shrine to the civil rights movement. You can come, if you're ever passing through Topeka, Kansas, you should stop here, look around. They've got all sorts of information, very helpful rangers to tell you all the things that happened here. And also the local schools, elementary schools, those children make projects based on equality and tolerance, and those school projects are now posted around this building. Racial division, racial problems, oh yeah, we still have those. Perhaps we always will. But at least we can take solace in the knowledge that we live in a nation that under law guarantees everyone the right to an education. This is Roger Ewing Taylor, Man Across America, and I'll catch you at the next stop.